Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of FTB Evolution on the FTOG server. I'm standing here where Apotheosis used to be. That is because it has moved. And to where it has moved is a special new place where I have put several other new things as well. So, without further ado, allow me to reveal the cone. The cone! It's a cone of deep slate. And that's about it. It's just a cone. No, I'm kidding. It has stuff in it, but we're going to access it through the teleport pad that I put in here. Fracture Arcana, which we will need to rename. But if we go up here, we start on the bottom floor. There's a little empty space in there, nothing there. Elevators. We have a teleport pad back to there. On this floor, we have iron spells and spell books. I have created pretty much everything that the mod has and stored all our scrolls, which I thought there were more. There are not. Yeah, we'll get into this more later. I've done some of the quests, but for now, I put Apotheosis up here, where we have our book that tells us what bookshelves to use, our extra bookshelves, our library enchantments, and then over here is all the Apotheosis gem stuff, and some quest tablets. I've done pretty much all of the Apotheosis quests, so there's that. I moved our gems up here. I think I'm going to put Ars Nouveau in here. I haven't gotten around to moving it yet. But also, the main point of today's episode is this. This is the Forbidden Arcanus mod, which I have a bone to pick a little bit. We have Forbidden and Arcanus there. On the web page, on the CurseForge page, it's Forbidden and Arcanus. What is the mod title in the tooltip? Forbidden Arcanus. It's different. There's no discernible reason. Pick a lane. But I will show you how this works. The main thing is this forge, in which you have 4 resources: Oriole, Souls, Blood, and Experience. Oriole comes from these things. They passively generate it. Souls come from using a soul extractor on soul sand, which is what I have built this machine for. So, let me grab some soul sand out of the system, and I can show you how it works. Put this in here. The block placer places it. Sensor is sent up to to sense soulless sand, which is what happens when you suck it with this soul extractor, which I have made eternal. It's not like that normally. I will get to that in a minute. And that is set to only click on soul sand. With this clicker, we flip this, it sucks the soul out, which is then supposed to go in here. But I was too close. Watch. Yep, got in there. And then these souls, you take and you put in the thing, which there's a lot of space, so it didn't show. Blood is got by killing mobs on this platform. So I have created spiders. Look, 7390. 7450. So each spider is 60, and this will just spawn them. There's the stats of the spawner. And then experience. I've created this little machine with the Just Dire Things experience holder, the fluid tank from Ender.io, and a glass bottles thing. So let me grab some bottles. Or glass, because I used all my bottles apparently. Ugh. Yes. Grab the bottles. This, you put them in here. They go in the fluid tank, and they come out here. And then you take those, and you put them in here. And it fills the thing with experience. It does consume the bottles, which is why I'm out of bottles. Important note. Not all XP fluid will work. For example, the XP drain from mob grinding utils, that XP fluid doesn't work. It has to be just dire things or Ender IO liquid, or it will not go in the bottles, for some reason. And with that out of the way, allow me to explain what this is for. So, the Hephaestus Forge, this is the 5th tier. The first tier is created by using some, where is it? It must be in the system. This kind of dust on a smithing table, which will create the tier 1. And then we can use it, or to upgrade it, you just apply things with different numbers of these resources, and you get the 5th one, which can be used for various things. So, the only things really that you can create with this are, there are 12 crafting recipes. There is the boss catcher, which is essentially a Pokeball for bosses. We're going to test that out today. There's the Eternal Stella, which you can smithing template into being something having no durability. We have the Evolutionary Arcanum, which is used for the end game quest. This will create automatable pedestals, like these ones you see here. We have the Quantum Catcher, which is a lower level version of that boss catcher and was upgraded into it. This Quantum Injector, I don't know what it does. And then these 4 prisms, or these 2 prisms, and these 2 prisms, which can be applied tools to apply different effects, rather. We have the Stellarite Bee Spawn Egg for productive bees, haven't gotten into that. And then we have the Soul Binding Crystal, which can be used to make things soul-bound, but I don't need that because I have an easier way with Ars Nouveau. And that's pretty much the whole mod. In order to create those prisms, you need this Enhancer Relic, which I have created already. So that's pretty much the whole thing. It's a little quest line. You need these to create the Evolutionary Arcanum, so we do need it for the endgame. This Klebano Forge, whatever it's called, is used to combine raw iron and obsidian to make dark nether stars, or dark obsidian steel ingots combined like that to make dark nether stars, which are used to craft this, and also this. And that's it. So we'll need that a long way down the road. Also, while I'm on the topic, I plan on making all this stuff and then doing this whole thing at the end of the series. If we get that far, which I hope we do. Now that the mechanics of the mod have been explained, we're going to test a couple of the cool things that we can do with it. So let's first test this boss catcher, shall we? I don't know how this works, but I'm gonna just kind of click it at the wither and hope for the best. Once it, generates. Okay. Okay. Do I need to put souls into this thing? Or something? I don't know how this works. So I did a little digging around online. And apparently that bottle is full now, or that boss thing is full now. So I'm gonna see if now I can grab it. Let's head down. Should still be there. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Yes. Can we? No? Okay. The bar is full. Why does this not work? I can't place it. I can't throw it. I can't click it. Oh well. If anyone knows how that works, let me know in the comments. Now, both to show you how it works and because we have a test to run, I'm gonna create an Eternal Stella in this forge. So, we take 3 expetrified orbs. We take a piece of stellarite, which is found in an exploding underground ore, and then we put a diamond in the center. And now that there is a valid recipe, this little circle appears. And then we go over here, we grab our netherite blacksmith gavel, and we smack, and it will do this. And now I just need to wait for it. It might take a minute. There we go. And now we have this Eternal Stella, which, if we head over to the smithing table I put down here specifically for this reason, we won't be able to do anything because we need one of these, which is a netherite upgrade smithing template surrounded in dark stone, which is not hard to find underground. So if we throw this in here and this in here, not yet. Now, full disclosure, after the last episode on the Discord, Middle Claw let me know that apparently the Eternal Stella doesn't quite work on the packing tape, and it will just break immediately. So, as a scientist, of course, we have to test that. So, if I put this here, and I put the cobblestone in it, this should last forever, but if what I do believe middle class, so this is about to disappear and make us sad. It doesn't work? I thought it was gonna disappear or break immediately. It just seems to just not... Oh, wait. That's a functional storage drawer. We need a limited barrel. That's the one. Okay. False alarm. Okay, throw this in here. And it's gone. Yep, okay. That's not fantastic, and also really sad, because now anytime I have to move large amounts of drawers, we just have to suffer through making a bunch of packing tape. So, yeah, that's pretty much another questline done. This isn't done yet, because I'm going to do that at the end of the pack, or however far we get. And also, I haven't made the prisms yet, but I do have everything to make them, including this Elementarium ring, which is a whole thing. But speaking of finished quest lines, I realized after I stopped recording last episode, that I never showed you this little structure here. I started in front of it, and then I just forgot about it. So this is actually Addition's devices. First up is the Atomic Reconstructor. You've seen that, but what you haven't seen is this dropper. So, rather than try and just, like, for example, just toss stuff on there and maybe miss, I created a dropper. So I put that in there, and then that will just drop it directly aligned. And then the Atomic Reconstructor, you just turn it on, bam. And we have one of the actually Addition's crystals. And this is being powered by this energy cube from this plus sign of energy conduits, which are also going up to these display stands for the Empowerer. So the Empowerer works like this. You put your item in the middle, you put your items on the sides, and then when it's got a valid recipe, it runs some sparks and empowers the or whatever you put in there if it's a valid recipe. Not too complicated. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I've discovered that the time wand is actually really efficient. Look, 6215, extending this to 256 cost very little comparatively for how fast you can get time crystals, which is 1,000 millibuckets is one time crystal, compared to how long it takes to build up the time to extend something to 256, for example. I will display here. We got 60 hours and 41 minutes. If I expand this to 256, that cost 2 hours of time, which is more than enough to get one time crystal. So the time wand is actually a much, much more efficient use of time. And I feel bad I ever said anything of mistake about it, because it's so much better than this if you have that set up for generating time crystals. Which I do. Do not mind this. That was dumb of me. And as we move towards the end of the episode, I want to talk about this building. Because let's take a tour real quick. On the bottom floor, we have what used to be our storage room that we don't need now. We have this random market guy. We have our computer. our portals and this random jumbo furnace I never use, a couple crafting stations, a cobblestone generator I no longer use, and a target dummy. Oh, and our alloy smelter, which will be moving once we get more into Ender IO. We have 3 teleporters and 4 turtles on this floor. Nothing on this floor or this floor. We have Ars Nouveau on this floor, which will be moving to the cone, which I am planning on decorating. Is not just going to be a cone of deep slate floating in the sky. It is going to be pretty, eventually, hopefully. And then on the top floor, we have Beauty here. Which, actually, now that I have the Just Dire Things creature capturers, can come with me. And he can live in there. So yeah, Ars Nouveau is getting moved. So what do we need to do to empty this building? We need to build a teleporter hub, which we will. We need to relocate our turtles, because we're not going to kill our family of turtles. That would be cruel. And then we need to find a place for our portals. We need a little portal building. We need a place to practice with our target dummy. A place for our computers, which could go anywhere, really. Probably going to go in Fracture Labs. And then the marketplace can go anywhere. So once this gets cleared out, we'll have an empty building. And as to what we're going to do with this building, that relates to the fact that the server has now been updated to Modpack version 1.12, which means that we now have a new quest line and a new mod. We have the Create mod. And I think, looking at this building, this is a perfect Create factory. There's multiple floors. It's nice and square. We can put pipes and stuff coming out of the wall for aesthetics if we want. We can put a windmill on top for rotational energy. It actually has worked itself out very nicely that they added the Create mod, because we have a perfect building. We just have to build a couple more things in order to make it work. So maybe we'll start next episode. I'll do some building. Maybe we'll have a big portal hub, because that's the main thing. For our portals and for our, these guys. So that's gonna do it for today's episode, but I did want to show you one more thing. If we look here at our max health, we are at 1350. I noticed after I died last episode a bunch, it took a while to get back to that. For some reason, it didn't register as that being our max health. So that evoker, or vindicator, was able to kill us fairly easily because we were fairly low powered, and it's also, we're on a high level. Oh, it's a breeze again. I do want this for godly pearls, which are the gem crafting recipe. Also, we need a better sword at some point, because look at how much damage we're not doing. This is crazy, right? At least it's a breeze. Because they don't do damage. So, yeah, we need a better sword, we need to do create, and also, I want better signs, namely the aphorism tiles from Pneumaticraft. So we need to get into Pneumaticraft soon. Ooh, breakable, nice. So that's the plan for the next few episodes. We've got a portal room to build, we're gonna get into create, we're gonna get into Pneumaticraft. It's gonna be a interesting couple episodes with some tech. We're kind of running out of exploring stuff to do, but there's still some stuff in there. We'll try and have some variety, but until then, Fracture Co. thanks you. Later.